excitement, hope, and like anticipation. Hopefully no despair or anything like that. We're looking forward to this trip, yeah. Okay. Good. And even if you're not, hey, I'm still gonna help you pack, okay? I'm gonna make sure you have everything checked off my very thorough checklist. This is page 1. Then we have page 2. No page 3, but if we think of anything, we can add it. So, I'm glad that we're having this little sleepover. I'm gonna be driving you in the morning to the airport, right? Okay. How far are we on packing and preparation and stuff like that? Okay, neat. So, I'm glad that you've done a little bit of prep work. I've brought over a few things to show you, to offer you, lend you, remind you of, see if you already have it or not. And we'll just go through some really key things to remember to bring for tomorrow. But first, okay, I want you to know that it's gonna be okay. Whatever happens, I'm sure it'll turn out fine, okay? I know it can be a little overstimulating, overwhelming, a little, I don't know, all this change that comes along with travel and adventures and new experiences. It can feel sometimes very daunting, and like there's a lot of factors that you can try your best to control for, but there's some things you just kind of are out of your control. But I wrote a little affirmation for us and you, that I trust myself to handle what is coming. I trust myself to handle what is coming. And it's also kind of a reminder to try your best, okay, to stay present and in the moment and here with me, having fun packing before your trip. Speaking of fun, it can be a little stimulating, exciting, all those different feelings. So I want to make sure you get good sleep before your flight. So I got you some organic tart cherry juice, because I heard that drinking a glass of this, usually at the start of your day and then at night, can help you get some more sleep, better sleep. Apparently, cherry juice increases your body's natural melatonin levels. I've never tried it before, so would you like to have a glass with me? Okay, let me serve us. And if this doesn't work, I also have some melatonin sleep gummies. Okay. I'm interested how this is gonna taste. sip on that. I also brought you some melatonin sleep gummies because I know you're going to be going on a long flight. It might be a red eye, right? Yeah, so jet lag could be a thing. So we want to, as best as we can, get a good amount of sleep on our flight, which can be a challenge, but I brought other things for that as well. Of course, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know about any of these, but it's fun to try things. And I think I have a friend who, I don't know if it's these melatonin sleep gummies, but other melatonin sleep gummies perhaps, and swears by them, so it's worth a shot, right? So, do you want to take one with me? See if we can't get you some good sleep tonight. Let's see, how many do you take? 2 gummies. 30 minutes before bed. Okay. Well then, 2 gummies for you, my love. That's what they look like. These, by the way, I got ones that also help with your immunity because long flights, you never know. People coughing, sick, whatever. All the germs on the flight. So this one has echinacea, zinc, and vitamin C, as well as melatonin. So there you go. And for me. Okay. I'm just gonna take one for now and see how it affects me. I usually like to do that. I do half a dose. I like it. It's yummy. It also has lemon balm extract, L-theanine, selenium, yeah, and some added sugars, yeah. Did you like yours? Good. Okay, so shall we start checking some things off the list? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I have my little Si Se Puede notepad. Super cute. It's got a little checklist, daily affirmation, things like that. These aren't feelings, but I just used it as another little organized spot to take notes. So, first and foremost, you're going to want a good personal item. I like to take a backpack, a nice spacious backpack on flights with me, and I'll also have like a little crossbody bag or a small purse that I'll then consolidate into my backpack when it's time to get on the flight. So razor or a nail file or whatever. And then lots of, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 different big compartments and zippers. A handle to hold it by. So, of course, you want to check for, this is specifically like I checked when I ordered it that the measurements were, what do you call it? In accordance with flight airline personal item size limits at its maximum capacity, like expanded. So it should be good, but also if you're traveling internationally, there may also be a weight restriction that you want to look up. So have you checked the weight restrictions for your flights? Okay, if not, we'll make sure to check that off, okay? Okay. So, backpack. You also want to make sure you've got, let's see, what should we check it off? We'll check it off with, I have my cute little pens. I love these ones. Paper Mate Ink Joy Gel 0.7. I've got purple, pink, green, and blue. And that's also something you might want to carry on a flight with you as a pen. You never know when you might need one. And it's good to have it handy. Or if you like to journal and stuff like that. Whatever. If you might have to sign papers. If you're traveling internationally, when you arrive and stuff like that, you never know. So, but I'm gonna check off with green. So, first and foremost, do you have your passport? Okay. And did you make a copy of your passport that you could leave with me? Just in case, you never know. Okay. And also, any of your travel documents you can just take a picture of or scan and then email to yourself or upload to, the drive or whatever. Yeah, just so that you always have it handy. Okay, great. And your boarding pass. You don't have to have it printed out yet, but do you know, like, your confirmation number or whatever that's called? Yeah, your flight number. You have it screenshotted somewhere. Or even better, did you download the app of the airline that you're traveling with? Yeah, sometimes I find that that is more convenient to make sure I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, and it also gives you updates and stuff like that. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little check. Next, these are all things that you want to have with you in your personal item, by the way. We'll get into your carry-on bag next. Okay, so medication. You want to make sure you have that accessible to you. I took the liberty of packing you a little med kit. Not your specific medications, I don't have access to those, but just general things that might be helpful. So let me get that out of the backpack. I kind of just shoved through them real quick, shall we? A must for me, Dramamine for motion sickness. This one is specifically non-drowsy, so it's literally just made with ginger, highly concentrated ginger. Ginger root, 1,000 milligrams. And apparently that has been proven to be as effective as whatever the, oh gosh, I can't remember, but other medication that you would take for more like synthetic medication for motion sickness, which I just think is so neat. So pretty safe to take. I think this one you take 30 minutes before. Take 2 capsules. Yeah, half an hour before. Okay, so there you go. So I usually take 1 or 2 of these, like when I'm boarding, when I've like just sat down, because usually it takes a good 30 minutes before they're actually in the air anyway. That way I get maximum longevity. So, and you can take it just don't take more than 4 in 24 hours. So 2 doses a day is your cap. But it really needs that, let's see. If you have any seasonal allergies, anything like that, I chose some Allegra for you. But if like Zyrtec or whatever works better, you know your body best. Kind of similar. I tend to prefer ibuprofen for like headaches, but some people like acetaminophen. So you know your body best. But yeah, pain reliever. You never know when you might get a headache, or I don't know, maybe your back's hurting from the uncomfortable long periods of sitting, whatever. And then for the girls and the gays with sensitive stomachs, we have some Lactaid. Okay, fast act. You want to take this as you're starting to eat, and then you have some Pepto-Bismol. I want to say, I think you can take this before you start eating if you know you're eating something that'll probably upset your tummy. But it also works afterwards, I think. So, very important. You could also pack Imodium if you know you need something stronger. So, and if you want to be super cute and space efficient with it, you can also get one of those little travel pill cases. Yeah, I don't have one, so I just put them in this Ziploc. Okay, so we have some medications. Check. way less sick than I usually would, so makes me happy. So some masks, whatever your preference. I think these are, obviously effective for COVID and stuff like that. I didn't do much else research. They just good old KN95. So I usually pack way more than I need, but I just brought you a few. Hand sanitizer, a must. If your hands are a little gross from like eating snacks on the plane or just touching all sorts of surfaces. This one comes with like this little silicone casing. Disinfecting wipes, but any disinfecting wipes will work. It's good to just, what I was just snooping about, it's good to, when you sit down on the plane, like wipe some of the surfaces down that you know you're going to be touching a lot. Like say the, what do you call it, that little like tray, the fold down tray, wipe that. Just planes do clean between flights, but it's nice to just be extra safe about it. So, sanitizer, mask, wipes, check. Can't live without it, especially not on a plane. Filters on an airplane, the air is really dry. So, lip balm, lip balm, lip balm. I usually carry at least 2, sometimes 3 lip balms on me because I always am misplacing them. So, this is currently my favorite. It's the Lana Lips. Cute little lamb multi-balm in strawberry 101 ointment. It's got like the tiniest little pink tint to it. Just a little bit of a tint. Barely at all, but I just love how it feels on the lips, and it really does help hydrate them. So you want lip balm, and I got this when I was getting on a flight because my hands were so dry. It's just the Gold Bond Healing Hydrating Cream with aloe, immediate hydration that lasts 24 hours for dry to extra dry skin. And the size is perfect to carry with you. when my hands get dry because I'm washing them and I'm using hand sanitizer. So let's also show you some moisturizer. So this is, let me see if it's 64 grams, 2.25 ounces. So it's plain approved. Remember that I wrote down for us to remember all liquids that you carry onto a plane have to be less than or equal to 3 ounces each, like individually packaged, right? And they have to fit inside a 1-quart bag, which I can show you here. I used to think they had to fit inside a gallon bag. 1 quart is smaller, but I don't know, no one ever gave me issues about it. That's the size. So it's pretty spacious, especially if you simplify your skincare routine, hair care, and get little like travel cases, which I didn't bring because I haven't found any that I genuinely like and reuse. Like once I've filled them once, sometimes I find that they're leaky and then I don't trust them to pack again, or I've gotten some that are like refillable, not refillable, like washable, like silicone kind of, that I thought would work better, but then it's kind of hard to clean some of this stuff out to reuse it. So I don't know, but let me let Seafoam in. Notice how Seafoam meows to get in. He's much more talkative, and Mara was just quietly blowing. So I really like this for when I'm flying. It's literally called the jet lag mask, so it's kind of targeted for people who are traveling, I imagine. Maybe, I don't know. But it's from Summer Fridays. And it's just a very thick and heavy, in a way, moisturizer / mask. Let's see if it has the ingredients on the back of it. No. I want to say it has like oh, it literally says, yeah, in-flight skin saver. Look at that. It's fragrance free. It's got niacinamide glycerin, which is great for hydrating and stuff, hyaluronic acid, and antioxidants. I find that when my skin is really, 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 really dry, this is great. And I've used it before flights and stuff like that too, and my skin afterwards doesn't feel as dried out, which is great. I will just say, if you use a mineral-based sunscreen, it doesn't really layer well with this. Like the white cast is definitely upped because of it, but I think you just have to take your time patting it in. And honestly, I personally don't care as much what I look like on a flight. As long as my skin is hydrated afterwards, we're good. So, okay. Lip balm, hand cream, moisturizer, check. Let's run through our list of electronics. You got your phone, obviously, but we'll make sure you pack it tomorrow, along with a charger, an extra battery pack, you know, like one of those. I have one here somewhere that you charge. I'll get it for you. Do you have an adapter if you're traveling to other countries and stuff like that? They might not use the same adapters, so a universal adapter would be good. I have one that's for US to Type G adapter, I think, something like that. some headphones, a variety actually. You want some that, like the basic that you can plug into devices and stuff like that. Just in case your in-flight entertainment only uses those sort of headphones, you know what I'm talking about. Probably you also want your Bluetooth headphones to connect to your phone, listening to music and things. And also some noise cancelling headphones if you're doing like a long flight or you just get overstimulated by the buzzing sounds of the engine or people talking and you just want peace. I have some to share with you too. Oh, and this is just a little extra, it's not necessary, but if you have a phone holder for if you end up watching something on your phone or you want to prop it up so you can watch hands-free and stuff on the flight. So let me show you some of those things. So I've already been using this one quite a bit and I just got it. It's this muted yellow foldable, let me see, phone holder. Look at that. I just use it to like prop up my phone when I'm watching a YouTube video or something, or whatever, editing. And it's very convenient and easy and portable. So I'm happy with it. I guess it's Lemical, I don't know. I'm sure there's other brands and stuff out there for it, but I'm happy to let you borrow it while you're on your trip though. So also let's keep these. Let's start to organize things a little. Got this bag. That'll be the electronic bag. An adapter. So, I guess I know this one for sure is for like the UK or whatever, but I think it's called Type G. And then here on this side is the usual, for me, US adapter with these little ports here. I think this is USB-C. And then, I don't know the name, but either way, it's handy because you can have multiple devices plugged in. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, and then these right there. So, it's good to have on you. Just general charger, little cable. I usually pack multiple. This is one of those portable batteries or charging things, so you can plug in your device and charge it in case you're on a long flight that doesn't have any charging ports. Just want to make sure that the charging thing is charged. Okay, so not these. These aren't the right kind. I'm talking about the ones with the little, like, phone jack or whatever. I don't know what you call it. But these aren't a good example of that, and they're not really going to work for you. So, but if you know what I'm talking about, you want a pair like that. These are got very good battery life, so these are the JLab headphones, which is a pretty good, semi-affordable brand. And okay, lastly, noise canceling headphones. Who was gonna tell me? I mean, I know how hyped they are, I guess in general, but I didn't understand until I tried some on. I haven't really tested these out, but feel free, let me know what you think of them. Apparently they have a great battery life. And super comfy. It's the, what is it? Soundcore noise canceling headphones. So you just put them on, and I think the power button is on this side. Sorry, I'm burping from the cherry juice. But the power button's right here. And then you can adjust volume and stuff like that here. I think the one downside, no, actually, scratch that. I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't used them. So, and I can't remember the review that I was thinking about reading, but the, I guess sound reducing is so cool. I tried it on when I had my washer running, and when I literally clicked the button, I could not hear the washer running. I was in shock. In shock. So, really like these. Still figuring out how to put it away again. Okay. Just like that. No, that's not it. I'll have to relook at a picture, but there we go. Alright. Electronics. Travel pillow and an eye mask. Okay. Let's see. I've got this pretty lavender neck pillow. It matches the backpack. Notice that, okay? And this one's very cushiony. And it's nice to have when you're trying to sleep on a long flight. I've never been on like a really, really, really long flight or overnight flight where they like give you pillows and blankets, but apparently that's a thing. But I wouldn't risk not having a neck pillow because I really like these for sleeping. But if you don't want to have to lug it around, I also got this experimental, like inflatable neck pillow. I haven't tried it. closing out the world. It's a very soft, padded eye mask, so that there isn't any pressure on your eyelid, but it also seals around your eye socket really nicely and seals out any light. So you never know, because some people leave their lights on, or maybe you want to get a nap in when it's still daytime and the windows are open, or someone's like watching something or reading a book and their brightness is on high, you know, so that's helpful. So just in case you're on a flight that doesn't give you a blanket and you get cold, you never know with flights. They can either be kind of hot or like absolutely tundra, freezing cold, and you just never know what to expect. So it's good to pack a little sweater or a hoodie that you can stay warm in. Some people also suggest like socks, but I feel like a sweater and hoodie will do you good. And do you have a water bottle? Refillable water bottle, yeah. You can empty it before you pass through TSA, and then usually there's some like water fountain, or better yet, refillable stations. I always carry my water bottle with me everywhere I go, because I get dehydrated real quick. Do you have some snacks that you want to take with you on the flight? I usually pick mine up at the airport. Yeah. I don't think I've ever taken snacks. Well, I lie. I've taken food bars into the airport with me. I packed you some Lara bars or whatever. Those are the ones I'm into. Because sometimes you just get hungry and you're not ready to sit down for a full meal. So this one is peanut butter chocolate chip, and this one is cashew cookie. So whatever food bar you like or snacks you like, maybe you like jerky, or what do you call that? What's the word? Like a nut mix, or chips or whatever. Just some snacks. And similarly, some gum. I don't have any, sadly, on me, so you're gonna have to get that tomorrow, but gum is really good for if you struggle with like your ears. Ears popping basically, or like having a lot of pressure from the change in altitude. Gum is an essential item to have with you. So, also, if you're having a longer flight, it could be nice to carry on with you some toothpaste and a smaller travel toothbrush. That's just so if it's been a really long flight, basically it's like you're waking up the next day, kind of, and your breath probably is yucky. So instead of just chewing gum and like whatever, freshen up, brush your teeth, get the grit off of your teeth. This one's nice because it's collapsible. You can find a lot that are, but that way you just save a little more space. nice to have. Have you got your money? I think it's nice to carry just a little bit of cash. Just a little bit of cash. But cards and stuff like that, you know, your debit card, credit card. Okay, let me open the door just in case his meows are getting too loud. Hold on. Okay. You also want to stay hydrated, so I got you some electrolytes. You don't have to take all of them. I usually just pack like 3. But this one's my favorite flavor, the passion fruit. So I thought you might like it as well. So some electrolytes put into your water. I think this one is underrated. Pack some nail care, okay? A nail file and a little nail cutter. Really? A nail file. If you pack anything nail care related, pack a nail file. I once had a nail chip on me at like the start of a flight, and it was so annoying having it. Just the texture and the scratchy and the catching on things. I wish I had packed a nail file. And if you'd like, you can also pack a little clipper, but check about the size restrictions. I think you can carry on like little scissors onto a plane, but they have to be a certain size. But I would hope it isn't a problem. But that way you can just fix any breaks that might happen to you, unfortunately, and you're just prepared. And last but not least, fidget toys. I always will travel with a fidget toy. I brought you these two of my favorite. I love a good dense squish. So they're very similar, except the gumdrop Nido fits better, I think, into my hand at least. I have smaller sized hands, I'd say. And I like that it has a little bit of texture. As someone who sometimes picks at their skin, their scalp, it can feel nice, satisfying to scratch at something with the texture. So I really like the gumdrop. But we also have the cube, and this was my favorite before the gumdrop. It's just a little bigger, I'd say, and smooth. Doesn't have any texture to it, which might be a preference. But both of them are just really nice. You can poke them, you know, pinch them. And I think these are great for public settings because they don't make any sound, don't make any noise. Some of those squishies out there, the ones filled with like the white like foam, they make like a farting sound, and that's not cute to have on a flight. It can be disruptive and a little annoying, so feel free to borrow whichever calls to you. And that's technically backpack. We're good. We're you're set, you're so prepared. But also, I went and got a few crystals to bring you safe travels. So, let me see if I remember. This little one, and I got them small so that they'd fit easily into your purse or your bag, you know. This one's black tourmaline, and apparently it's excellent for grounding, meditation, healing, keeping you level-headed when traveling. So, apparently it's also good for emotional vampires, but I don't. We also have good old classic amethyst, which enhances creativity and passion, strengthens your imagination, intuition, refines your thinking process, brings joy and relief from negative energy. Yeah, apparently, but what I really know about amethyst is it helps with anxiety. So, yay, and it's really pretty and purple, and I love purple. I also got some labradorite, which I don't know if it was specifically recommended for travel necessarily, but I'm trying to remember what it helps with. Maybe, oh, I don't remember. Let's look it up. Labradorite. Properties. Okay, so I'm just reading them off anyway. It enhances intuition, promotes spiritual growth, and strengthens psychic abilities. Apparently, it brings balance and harmony to the aura, protects against negative energies, and encourages self-discovery and self-expression. Which I think that's the component that made me pick this stone for travel, because I feel like you discover so much about yourself when you're traveling in new situations and meeting new people and all of that. Bless you. I got you this little worry stone of hematite, which if I go back to the other page, hematite is an energy shield to protect you from negativity. Good for travel and being in the city and stuff, and also counteracts feelings of lethargy and sluggishness. So I feel like things do emit their own like vibrational energy and stuff like that, including stones. Just, you know, atoms, protons, electrons, right? Yeah. But I also feel like there is a component of it for me that is more about remembering what each stone does and the intention that you're putting behind it when you choose to carry the stone with you. So each of these things are things that you're intending to, oh yeah, I want to feel grounded. I want to feel calm or expansive and creative or protected and stuff like that. So I think it helps just focus your energy as well as an intention. I think this is malachite. Hopefully it is, because this one is associated with the heart chakra, provides grounding energy as well, clears and obstructs blockages to help avert confusion and apathy. And lastly, got this cute little heart, tiger's eye or tiger eye. It's a stone of protection, feel called to any of those, if you like, the idea of carrying these stones around. I think it'll give you just a little bit of extra luck on your travels. Okay. I'll put these there for you. Okay, so you're doing so good, by the way. Thank you for holding on strong. Okay, so you've downloaded your favorite artist playlist, stuff like that, your day list, or whatever. Although, I think with day list you can't just download it because it'll keep updating or whatever, but you got that? Okay, good. How about some of your ebooks or audiobooks? Do you have those downloaded? Or if you prefer a physical book as well, a book or magazine, do you have that ready to pack or packed? Okay. And how about a notebook? If you have any really bright ideas on this flight, or you just want to journal some thoughts, yeah, just a notebook. A small one would do. I've got this turquoise, like medium to small size notebook, which is good. I don't like a notebook that's too small, because then I don't really want to use it because it's cramped. But this one's a good size. So you could do that. And if you want, you could pack your consoles and their charger. Like, maybe if you have a Switch or something like that. Okay. Only if you want. So perfect. Okay, we talked about the liquids and checking the weight allowances on your bags. Yeah, so apparently, I don't know, for going to the UK, I think certain flights are like checked bags 50 pounds, and then carry-on and personal item can only be up to like 26 pounds, versus in, the US or whatever, when you're flying within the US, I think your carry-on can be up to 50 pounds. I could be wrong about that, but that's why it's important to look these things up. Or like there isn't a weight limit, something like that. Like, it's never been something I've thought about. Okay, this will be super quick because I don't have much to show you for these, so we're just making sure that you have set this aside to pack in your carry-on luggage, okay? But I will show you one thing before we just run right through that, is I got these packing cubes, because I've heard good things about packing cubes as just a way to help you organize your wardrobe, organize your luggage, and fit more into your luggage. So this is in a plain color that I now regret. I wish I had gotten it purple. But you can, it's got different sizes. So this is the largest size. It's got zippers on the sides, and just helps compact everything a little better. And it's got smaller sizes as well. So I think with them, I watched like a video, and the person that I watched first put the packing cubes stewardess fit the luggage best to know how much room they had to pack with. And then they rolled their clothing, which is like a method just to help you pack more. It can wrinkle your clothing though, so there's a trade-off to it. And then sort of organize things by like, okay, these are my skirts and dresses and blouses or whatever, and they'll go in one, and then my pants in another, or like rompers and things, and t-shirts and things, underwear and stuff, and then just packed it all up. So that might be helpful. We'll see. I haven't tried it before, so. Clothes. This is really general. You know, you might have more specific things depending on where you're going, but do you have comfy walking shoes? That's very important. Something that's kind of like casual and cute, but can get you where you need to go. Comfortable walking shoes. And if you know you're going to be hiking or doing like nature walks and stuff, perhaps hiking boots might be a good choice as well. Do you have a jacket? Ideally with like a removable lining or something like that, so that it's multifunctional for different weather. Jacket. How about some comfy casual layers? Pants, shorts, shirts, sweaters. Okay. And what about pajamas, socks, underwear? Always pack extra underwear. Always. More than you think. How about a swimsuit and some gym gear? Just in case, yeah. Okay. You never know if like a hotel has a swimming pool or a hot tub or something like that. And if you end up wanting to work out when you're on vacation, maybe you pop into a local yoga studio or something like that. Or the hotel has a gym. Or you go on a hike, you know. Okay. And toiletries. So, do you have a washcloth or like scrub, body scrub or whatever? I don't know what you call it. A loofah? No. The round ones. Anyways, do you have one of those? You know, some people really want to keep that with them. Other people, you know, I don't know. When I'm traveling, it's not a priority for me. I'll just wash my body by hand, but washcloth. How about hair care? Like what you use to style your hair, products to style it. A hair towel. Yeah, like a microfiber hair towel. It's important. Maybe like a bonnet, a silk bonnet or something like that, or silk pillowcase. Okay. Something to put your hair back when you're washing your face. Just important to think about. A brush or a comb, whatever you use. Your actual toothpaste and brush, although you could use the small one that you carry in your backpack. And you could use the brush that you carry in your backpack too. You don't have to have multiple, but in case you anyway. You probably, if you have a toner or something, definitely travel size would be best. But yeah, really try to make it as basic as you can. Get away with your skin. Yeah, sunscreen. Oh, I said that, but emphasis on sunscreen. Yeah, I think that's it. Pimple patches if you break out and stuff. Makeup. I suggest just find a look that you could wear day to day. Maybe like one extra, like for a special event kind of makeup look and what you might wear with it, but try to keep it at a minimum. Like if you're gonna pack an eyeshadow palette, just pack one, or one type of mascara, one type of lipstick, and maybe one lip gloss and one like that. Yeah. If you're gonna shave, if you shave body hair, then a razor and some shaving gel is a good idea. I like the when I was shaving, I'm really not shaving right now, but I like the I don't know, the ones that have like the sort of shaving cream on the blade. You know what I'm talking about? Especially when traveling, because then you don't have to worry about carrying another liquid on you. Or like if you use the cans, I don't think you can bring that on a plane because it's pressurized or whatever. And how about some accessories slash miscellaneous? Sunglasses. Do you got some sunglasses? Because if not, these are my favorite, and I can let you borrow them. They're just very kind of dramatic, but also simple. And I like that they are adjustable basically on the sides, so you can fit a lot of different face widths comfortably. Sunglasses. And depending on the weather, you're either going to want a hat to shield from the sun, or a scarf, or maybe like a warm hat, like a beanie or something. Gloves, those types, yeah, those sorts of things. An umbrella, a foldable umbrella, for if it's raining, you don't want to get caught in the rain, or if it's going to be raining a lot on your trip, it might be nice to have that, or a raincoat. And just some key jewelry. Don't go overboard, because you never know if you can lose a bag or something that's misplaced, but just a few pieces to go with your outfits that you're also hopefully planning to like mix and match, so you can, you know what I'm talking about, like a skirt that can go with a shirt and also go with another shirt, or like different outfits that you can build with the same items. Sort of do that with the jewelry as well, like glasses or contact lenses or insect repellent, band-aids. Okay, and then electronics, a laptop or a tablet if you're gonna bring that, and their chargers. Okay, and if you are gonna bring a camera that's not just your phone, that and its charger. Okay, yeah. Well, look at that. We did it. Lastly, let me check in with you, because sometimes you just don't know these things. Before you go on some international travel, have you notified your banks that you're going to be traveling? Some banks require this, some banks don't. It all depends Also, have you checked with your cell provider if you'll have connection when you're over wherever you're going? You might need an international day plan, which will charge you, I think, daily up to a certain amount. But that way you stay connected and, can call, text, let people know where you are, what you're doing, how's it going. So you want to make sure you do that. And if you have a pet or house sitter, maybe making a document with all the info that they'll need in case of emergencies as well. Details about how to feed your pets. I said cat sitter. No, well, cat sitter would be for me. But yeah, just all those things ironed out. And it's good to really think ahead so that if anyone needs to contact you, they can go to your little informational sheet first and see if the information's there. Because there could be time differences, you never know. And then we already talked about this a little bit, but downloading the airplane app, or the airline, there you go, the airline app, this melatonin. Download the airline app, and that'll just make it easier for when you're traveling, getting updates and getting all the electronic boarding pass and stuff like that. Okay. Are you feeling it? I'm feeling it. I think it's time to go to bed. Those are good. It's also pretty late though as well, so not an official final say on those gummies and cherry juice, but my love, I think I've covered literally everything I wanted to talk about with you, except for some little extras, like putting a tag or something recognizable on your suitcase. That's really it. I think that was everything. Okay. Well, then I'm looking around, but I think that was everything. So, I hope that some of that worry maybe has just been replaced with simply excitement. And if it hasn't, that's okay too. Maybe you feel a bit more prepared, and at least you have a list that you can check twice and go over tomorrow before you leave, so you're not forgetting anything, right? And you're not alone, okay? I'm here to help you. We'll get you nice and early and on time to your flight. Maybe you can get breakfast inside the airport. Take your time with things. Always better than rushing. Yeah. But now it's time to get as much rest as you can. I feel like also it's okay if you get really bad sleep while you're traveling. Whatever. I mean, there's just so much going on and it's exciting. Your body maybe doesn't want to sleep as much, or you're tired, but your mind's racing and it's hard to drift away into sleep. But that's okay. I think more important is you're having a really cool experience and moment to explore, and you probably will never have this experience the way you're having it this way ever again. So just enjoying that. Even if you don't get great sleep, you can still have a good time. And even if you're worrying, anxious, or whatever feeling whatever, you can also still have a meaningful time and a good life. So, yeah, you got this. I know you got this. And you can check in with me. You have to check in with me. I want texts. I want pictures. I want to know how it's going, okay? Okay. All the besitos. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bright and early.